All right. We'll turn the time over to Nacho from Datumize. He'll introduce the company, and then we'll start asking him questions. Take it away.
Hello, good morning. I'm Nacho Lafuente, CEO of Datumize. We are a Dart data company based in Barcelona, Spain. Did you know that up to 99% of the data that can be used to make relevant decisions in company can be hidden or not stored right now? That is what we call Dart data. Data that can be useful for your business, but for a number of reasons, it is not being stored right now. So it can't be analyzed. We have created a whole software product around this, the Datumize Data Collector, and we are also shipping this product within Internet of Things gateways so that we can reach more Dart data sources. And we are making that possible through an amazing team based in Barcelona and other places in Europe, and now in Asia, looking for expanded business opportunities.
Come have a seat. So you're the founder of the company. Tell us a little bit more about where the company came from. What was the idea behind it?
So I have always worked in the enterprise software space. I have worked for companies like Oracle and Siemens. And across my career, I found that there are a lot of data opportunities that are being lost currently in companies. So eventually, I decided to leave my previous job as head of engineering and create this idea. So I work with a number of very big customers in Spain, one utility and one tourism company, and working on challenges. They told me about different data sources that they were managing, and one of the exact challenges that they said is, we want to retrieve all that data, but you can actually touch the system that is producing the data. So we work a lot on that idea and came out with the final result of a prototype of a product, the Datumize Data Collector, which is able to not intrusively capture data from our first dark data source, which is the internal network within companies. We are applying advanced networking technologies like deep packet inspection and network sniffing to capture data not intrusively. This would be a similar technique that the NSA is applying to spy data from citizens, but we do it legally for companies.
A simple example of how this might be used by a company to provide a benefit for them. What's a simple use case?
So, for example, imagine a logistics warehouse where you are piling up a lot of different goods. So probably the software system behind is taking care of everything that has been manufactured and stored in that warehouse. So it happens that that is stored, but all the movements of your people around the warehouse and all the different barcode rhythms, everything that it's a query, essentially, that information is transient, is flowing around, but it never gets stored. So if you're able to capture that data source, you are able, for example, to produce a top 10 report on the products that are being queried most in the inventory, and you are able to optimize the location of those items within the warehouse.
Now, you have created a tool. It's a piece of software that people use, this data collector. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is this currently being used? Is this under development, or do you already have clients, customers who are using this?
No, we have a number of customers. We created the company back in summer 2014 with our first customer. Last year, we acquired 3 more customers, one of them international. And Q1 this year, we managed to get a funding round, a seed funding round, so that we increase the team.
Now, is this a tool that's mostly for Fortune 500, Global 500 large enterprises, or can smaller companies benefit from this as well?
So it is mostly aimed at large or very large corporations, but as we are a vendor, we produce this technology either to final customers like those large companies you mean. We also distribute these companies through partners and also in OEM model. So the idea is that we reach the medium and smaller companies either through partners or OEM in the product.
You mentioned dark data, that most data is hidden and the decisions are being made with 1% of the data that's out there. But the amount of data is only increasing as we get all these smart devices and we're using more and more tools and people are using technology more in their jobs. We're just getting more and more data. So instead of 1%, in a few years, we might be making decisions on 0.01% of the data. So you're going to be essentially helping companies fight against that problem of having too much data to analyze. Is that correct?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. And the problem is increasing because, for example, we tend to think that our industry is quite smart or will be smarter in upcoming years, but the world right now is being manufactured based on machines which are pretty expensive, can be $500,000 or €1,000,000 or so, and those machines are not smart at all. And there is a lot of dark data within those machines. You remember when we had an analogic telephony? So it seemed that it was like this for ages, but IP telephony came in and changed the whole game. That is going to happen in industry as well. For us, industry and online systems are the ones with most dark data to be exploited.
What are some other specific examples of industries or types of companies where you think they would benefit the most from your product?
Yeah, so for example, we are working for a customer they are a beer manufacturer, they produce beer, and we found that, and that links a lot with IoT. So the dark data is not only within the data center, it's in the real world. And those guys suffer a lot from not getting a proper idea about their customers. So we are working with them on providing an IoT gateway, a partnership we have closed with Intel worldwide, deploying a gateway in pubs and bars. So, and our software is inside. So we get different dark data, like, for example, the number of people coming each day, what is the frequency when they often come into that bar, what is the duration of the visit, and not only about people, and we are doing that by checking the Wi-Fi of phones, but also about the assets, like beer kegs and beer pumps in that bar, so that you can have the full tracking from the factory into the pub, and also about the employees that are visiting that bar, so that you can track them all. So it's amazing the number of things you can provide that company to improve their sales and marketing processes.
Plans for growth with the company. You said that you have 10 employees, you're heading towards 12 soon. Where do you see the company going over the next year or so?
So we forecast an amazing growth. I mean, a couple of months, 3 months ago, we were just 3. Right now we are 10. We will be between 12 and 15 by the end of the year. And basically this year we are mostly focused in Europe. We plan to expand into Eastern Europe next year. We are closing partnership with resellers across different countries in Europe. In upcoming years, we will have 3 digits growth. And one of the main purposes of being here in Taiwan is to start to get a little bit taste of the market on the different partners available in the region, so that we can expand through a reseller program that we have just put in place.
So one of the challenges with analyzing data is that that's more data. And everybody has limited time, everybody's rushing around. So how many people or how much time does it take to analyze the data that somebody gets from Datumize to actually apply that and get the benefit from that information?
So one of the principles we've got with our software is that as storage technologies nowadays make storing data very affordable, and one of the questions we usually get for customers is, how do I know what is the important data I need to keep? And the response is easy. I mean, keep them all. Because in upcoming years, you will have many more different questions to the ones that you've got in mind right now. And what you need to work out with either your data analyst team or with specialized partners on business intelligence that will help you not only to reply the questions you've got in mind, but also make the proper questions, the current ones and the upcoming ones. It is, nowadays, it is complex, more complex to define the question rather than asking the question.
Where can people learn more about Datumize?
So we are launching a new website in the coming 2 weeks. And we are also quite present in events like this, and we have a whole marketing team devoted to create awareness about what we do because it's quite new.
Will that new website be at datumize.com?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Anything else that you want to share with us?
No, I'm really happy to share this time in Computex, first time in Taiwan. I hope we are getting very interesting leads, and I appreciate the time and effort of organization to make this happen.
Great. Thank you so much, Nacho. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Josh.